Chugga chugga choo choo, off we go. Hop aboard the Storytime Express with me. Today we are having an adventure with gardens. As you can see, we are in a vineyard, and vineyard is just one type of gardens. There's also flower gardens and vegetable gardens, and I have some really cool books for you today about gardening. Let's get started with our first one. The first book I'm going to read to you today is What Does Bunny See? So this is going to be about a flower garden. Maybe your mom and dad like to plant flowers in the spring. They are one of the ways to make your yard look beautiful. In a cottage garden, flowers in their beds, Bunny hopping down the path, what she sees is red. Blushing scarlet poppies bloom just above her head. In a cottage garden, past the pussy willows, Bunny nibbles tender shoots, and what she sees is yellow. Primroses are nestled low in their leafy pillows. In a cottage garden, hear the water burble, Bunny drinking from the stream, and what she sees is purple. Violets nod their heads in time to the songbirds' warble. In a cottage garden, ears and whiskers clean, Bunny finds a patch of lawn, and what she sees is green. Grass growing lushly with clover in between. In a cottage garden, plink and plop and plink, Bunny freezes, twitching nose, and what she sees is pink. Water lily landing pad and bulging eyes that blink. See the frog? In a cottage garden, peeping from below, Bunny sees a cheerful color, and it begins with O. Orange. Freckled tiger lilies dance, putting on a show. In a cottage garden, can she wiggle through? Bunny digging by the fence, and what she sees is blue. Morning glories yawning wide, Bunny's yawning too. In a nest of grasses snuggled warm and tight, Bunny dreams a rainbow dream of color blossoms bright. Look at all those beautiful flowers. Maybe you have some of those growing in your yard. Well, that was our first book. It was very quick, but that was What Does Bunny See? All right, our next book is called Zora's Zucchini. Do you guys like zucchini? Ever plant zucchini in your yard for a garden plant? It's a vegetable. Take a look. There are the zucchinis. It's a type of squash, and it has all these yellow blooms. I love to make zucchini bread. So let's see what Zora does with her zucchini. It was only the third day of summer vacation, but Zora was already out of ideas. Zora rode her bike in a large lazy circle around the neighborhood, just like the day before and the day before that. Look, you can see some gardens here, raised beds. When Zora rode by the hardware store, she noticed something new. A bunch of plants with fuzzy green leaves. Free zucchini, Zora read, Z like me. So she filled her basket with zucchini plants and headed home. Look what I found, Zora announced, zucchini, and I am going to plant these in our garden. Zora dug big holes so the roots had room to grow. She settled the plants snugly in the soil. She watered each one. That's going to be a lot of zucchini, said her father. We'll eat it, Zora promised. As June warm turned into July hot, Zora tended her garden. She watered the plants when the leaves got droopy, and she cheered every time she saw a new yellow-orange zucchini blossom. One morning, Zora spotted her very first zucchini. She snapped it off the vine with a quick twist and raced to show her family. There it is. Zora's family found a new way to cook zucchini every day. Her brother made bread, her sister made soup, her parents marinated and grated and barbecued. As Zora's garden grew, they ate zucchini for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. More? Zora offered. I don't know if I could eat zucchini that much. By the first day of August, Zora's garden was a jungle of prickly, tickly, bushy, blossomy plants. And every single one of those plants was covered in zucchini. There was no way her family was going to be able to eat it all. Look at all that zucchini. Zora peered into her neighbor's garden. It was full of tomatoes, but no zucchini. "Hi, Mrs. Thompson, would you like to trade some tomatoes for some zucchini?" Zora asked. "Absolutely," Mrs. Thompson replied. Zora swapped an armful of zucchini for an armful of tomatoes. Zora's zucchini kept growing. "This is crazy," she said. She loaded up her bike and gave every last one away. The next day, Zora found even more zucchini. "Seriously?" she said. Zora thought and thought. Then she had an idea, but she knew she couldn't do it alone. Her brother painted the signs, and her parents painted the flyers. Zora and her sister posted them all over the neighborhood. If you can see, it says garden swap. I wonder what that means. On Saturday, Zora's garden swap was open for business. So it says, take a veggie, leave a veggie. Or at least, please take some zucchini. Zora straightened up her sign. She checked the time. The sun got hotter. Zora's feet got fidgetier. She was very fidgety. And she began to worry that her garden swap was a garden flop. Oh no. Then Zora saw Mrs. Rivera coming with a big bowl of raspberries. Mr. Peterson bringing potatoes. Neighbors stopped by with carrots, peppers, green beans from their gardens. They even shared plums and apricots and cherries from their trees. People left whatever they had too much of and took whatever they wanted. Zora traded and traded until all her zucchini was gone. What a great idea. Zora looked around the busy, noisy jumble of munching, laughing, chatting neighbors. Her zucchini garden had brought so many people together. She was already plotting what she could grow next summer. What a great way to trade vegetables when you have too much of one thing in your garden. So that was called Zora's Zucchini. All right, so we've read 2 books. Let's take a look at the gardening theme kit here that we have in the library. Remember, you can go to the library and pick up this kit, and there's a lot of things in here. You just need to have a library card and go to the children's department. Any of the librarians there can help you. So let's take a look what's in here. First of all, isn't this cool? It's in a little baggie, so it might not show up too well, but it's how a seed grows. And so you can teach your child the different parts of a plant. You have Curious George, okay, Discovering Gardens. We have a kid's first gardening book, and that's a big, thick one, so that would be really helpful. Cool stuff in your garden, some handmade projects that you could do to help make your garden look pretty. Another gardening with young children. Then we have some of our fun books. We have Peppa Pig and the Vegetable Garden. Oh, Growing Vegetable Soup. That's a great book. Splat the Cat with Oops-a-Daisy. I wonder what he does wrong. And Roots and Shoots and Buckets and Boots. So more activities that you can do in your garden. So as spring turns into summer, I hope you guys will come and grab this packet because it's got a lot of great ideas in it. All right, so now I've got some more stories to read to you. Our next story is called Up and Down and All Around. This one is a really cool book that tells you how different things grow. Look at this, up and down and all around. In the dirt, we'll dig a row, drop some seeds and watch them grow. Dirt piles up and seeds go down. Water splashes around and around. Look, the little boy's enjoying his time in the garden. Corn grows up, but carrots grow down. Look at that. Cucumbers climb around and around. A cucumber is sort of like a zucchini, like this book we just read about Zora. Yeah, they grow on vines. Peppers grow up. Look at those red peppers. But potatoes grow down. Pumpkins vine around and around. Yep, a pumpkin is a lot like the squash. They grow on a vine. Broccoli grows up, but beets grow down. Beans wind around and around. Yeah, if you've ever seen green beans grow, they're fun to watch. Okra grows up, but onions grow down. Tomatoes twine around and around. Fresh and tasty, get a bunch, pick some, pull some. Let's have lunch. Look at that. That is a very healthy meal if you ate all that stuff straight out of the garden. Look at the dog eating it. Looks like pumpkin pie. What a cute little story. And that was called Up, Down, and Around. I've got one more for you today because most of these books were very short. So this one's called The Peaceful Garden. Let's see what happens in this story. Sometimes we like just to go in a garden and sit and be quiet. And sometimes it's very peaceful. All right, so it says, dig yourself a patch. Soft soil is best. No clumps. Take the worm out too. And check on the sun. Make sure it's still there because your garden's going to need it. Do you have a garden hat? And how about a rake and a bucket for all the things you'll grow? A peaceful garden is for growing many things you might want to eat. So it's time to choose some seeds. Peaceful garden, I think, could also have flowers in it. But do you like carrots? Big tops are nice. Easy peasy peas. You'll need a little wee pea fence to grow peas. Lettuces are always lovely, don't you think? A peaceful garden is also for growing many things that others might want to eat. Like, because bees love daisies. See the daisies? And so do butterflies. Would you like to invite some blackbirds? Then plant an invitation. Sunflowers. You can dig small holes now and bloop, 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 put the seeds in. Very nice. The little paws will tuck them in. And don't forget, what's where? A small sign is very good. See little signs that tell you what's where? Now what? Water. Gentle showers are best. You can give yourself one if you would like. Water, water, water. Every day except for the rainy ones. Water is important for growing things. You could also fill up a little saucer for the bees. A few rocks will help them not fall in. And a bath for the birds will make your garden even more peaceful, especially in the mornings. What a pretty patch you've made. You've given your peaceful garden everything it needs to grow. And now, you and the bees and the birds and the rabbits can all wait together for your feast. So you can grow things to eat. You can grow things for other critters to eat. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful garden. Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that story. And that's all for Storytime Express this week. Join me again next time for another adventure. Bye.